Hannah D and Adam.
We're vloggers living in Colorado.
And in today's video, we're here at Arches National Park in Utah, not Colorado, and we're gonna show you the top 10 stunning sights that this park has to offer.
Let's go.
Let's go. Before we take you on a journey of the park's top 10 most iconic sites and history, we want to give you the Cliff Notes version of some of the prominent park rules. The park rangers give you this little magazine with all the details of all the things that you need to know before you go.
In 2010, Arches topped 1 million people and continues to grow annually.
And so starting April 1st, you will need a timed entry pass in order to enter the park. You need to reserve these in a lottery 3 months in advance.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know, it's insane.
Even with that, the park is open 365 days of the year, and it is 24/7, so you can stop at any point in time. The visitor center is open between 9 and 4 during the winter months, and during the summer months, it has extended hours. Make sure you drink lots of water.
It is recommended that you drink at least 1 gallon per day, even when it's cold, because it's so dry. Water can be found at the visitor center and Devil's Garden Campground. There's very spotty cell phone service here, so don't rely on your phone. And we can tell you this from experience because we were all over the park yesterday. We have Verizon, we barely had any cell service. But you do get some cell service here at the visitor center.
This one makes me sad. All drones have to be left at home.
It's illegal to fly them at all national parks, whether you are commercial, not commercial, just flying for fun. If you're not posting on Instagram, you cannot fly a drone here. They will fine you, they will find you, they will fine you. It's happened to our friends.
Yeah. The entire time we're here, I want to go fly through things.
Okay, now let's take you through the top 10 most iconic sites.
Coming in at number 10 is the Petrified Dunes.
These sand drifts solidified to rock over millions of years, creating this interesting and diverse landscape. And while we're here, we just wanted to remind you that the sun is very intense. Even when it's cold, shade is at a premium. So make sure that you pack sunscreen, sunglasses, hats, long sleeves, etc. so you don't look like this. Yeah, guilty. Number 9, Garden of Eden.
This is often an overlooked viewpoint because you have to take the Windows Road to the Garden of Eden viewpoint to actually be able to see it.
But we found that most of these places are actually pretty well marked. So I don't know if it's actually overlooked, but that's, what is said. While here, see if you can spot adventurous climbers on the rocks. As always though, make sure that you are allowed to climb on specific rocks and that you have the necessary permits to do so.
We're at number 8, which is the Sal Mountains Viewpoint.
This is a beautiful viewpoint just as you enter Arches National Park because it provides a 360-degree views of this whole area. You'll be able to see Courthouse towers and Sal Mountains in the distance.
Today, the park is 76,680 acres.
So the highest elevation in the park is 5,653 feet at Elephant Butte. And the lowest elevation is 4,085 feet at the visitor center.
The park receives an average of less than 10 inches of rain annually.
So here's a prime example of how the landscape is ever changing. We were here earlier, and this was a stream that was running this way, all the way down, and now it's dry. Number 7 on the list is Fiery Furnace. In order to experience this location from below, you'll need a special permit to go on your own, or you need to book a ranger guided tour, which is $16 per person. Of course, because of COVID, right now they're not running them, but that's just so you know.
I think it'd be really fun to go do the ranger guided tour.
I know. There were slots available for us to do our own self-guided tour, but we're just not that experienced of hiking in between rocks, so we didn't really feel comfortable doing it this time. This beautiful location gets its name because it's a range of narrow fins, uniquely shaped pinnacles, and deep fissures that have crimson, rusty red, white, and gold stripes. But you might want to know why. It's colored by iron. So when the iron oxidizes, similar to a nail rusting, it gives the rock a red color, like over here at the fiery furnace, where the sandstone fins glow like flames at sunset. All right, so the next historical fact occurred on April 12th, 1929.
Herbert Hoover signed Proclamation 1875 to make Arches a national monument. It only included two small areas, a 2,600 square acre area known as Devil's Garden, and a 1,920 square acre area known as the Windows. Coming in at number 6 is Park Avenue and Courthouse Towers.
So this is the first major area after the visitor center, and the star attractions are the squared off towers and the huge monoliths that resemble Monument Valley and the Utah-Arizona Valley. So at the end of this parking lot, there's the Park Avenue Trail, which is a 2-mile out and back hike rated as easy.
On November 25th of 1938, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, signed Proclamation 2312 to enlarge the park,
which expanded Arches National Monument to a continuous
29,160 acres.
Then in 1971, President Nixon switched it from a national monument to a national park.
So amazing. We're at number 5, which is the Balance Rock. And one of the interesting, I guess one of the sad things about this place is it's always evolving, it's always changing. So when you see the way it looks today, it might not look the same way tomorrow. And at some point we're expecting this thing to take a tumble. And in 2008, they did have one arch that did collapse, which I think would be extremely scary if we were at a place that happened to.
That would be scary. Can you imagine? I don't want to imagine.
Yeah,
anyways, rambling. All right, so this giant X-shaped rock sits up top of the rock beneath, but it's actually attached. And as we just said, one day it will actually fall and chip off the old block, which is a formation that stood nearby here and collapsed in the winter of 1975 and 1976.
That's so sad. It's amazing and so sad.
I know, so enjoy it.
Yeah. In October 30th of 1998, President Bill Clinton expanded this under the Arches National Park Public Law 105-329, a big mouthful, but he expanded the park. It is also known as the Arches National Park Expansion Act.
And this act includes Lost Spring Canyon section, which added 3,140 square acres to the park. Coming in at number 4 is the Windows area and Turret Arch. This beautiful natural wonder is what inspired preservationists to protect arches.
The Windows has spectacular formations in it, such as the Parade of Elephants. In order to get a closer view of Turret Arch, you come up the north window and come around the backside, and you get a great view of it. On February 4th of 2002, Utah hosted the Winter Olympics, and the torch passed through arches, and it passed underneath the delicate arch also.
Which we were there yesterday, and it seemed like super sketch to pass through, but I guess that works.
Like we just ran through it back and forth.
So fun fact, the torch left Greece on November 19th of 2001 and was carried over 21,725 kilometers in the US through 46 states with the help of 12,012 torchbearers.
That is so crazy. Coming in at number 3 is the Double Arch.
So let's jump into why this spot, Double Arch, comes in at number 3. We'll show you some footage from our hike there earlier.
And we're back. On November 20th of 2010, the 1 millionth visitor entered the park.
Her name was Victoria Carlson of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and she was celebrated with a national parks pass and a coffee table book, as well as a Arches t-shirt and ball cap. All gifts were provided to her by the Canyonlands Natural History Association. Fast forward to 2019, where Arches National Park received its designation as an international dark sky park, which required them to actually redesign all their outdoor lighting to reduce the glare. So that brings us to the following point. Using artificial lights to illuminate features for photography is strictly prohibited and is illegal. So use red lights to illuminate the path to where you want to go, and then turn your light off. Red light is great because it helps your eyes stay acclimated to the darkness, and it is not incredibly disruptive when you're walking around the park. I mean, you can still see it, but it's not as, disruptive.
Number 2 is the delicate arch. This is the iconic image of Arches National Park, recognizable from many photographs. This gravity-defying arch is truly a sight to behold. It can be enjoyed from a lower and an upper viewpoint. However, to enjoy it up close, we suggest the 3.2-mile hike, which is an out and back along the Delicate Arch Trail. This is a moderate trail. We would suggest bringing lots of water and hiking poles if you have them.
And I'm gonna show you something, because the best view, in my opinion, for where we were sitting today is, I'm gonna show you, watch. So you see all these people up here? All those people? Go right there where this group of people are, and you're gonna get the arch with the beautiful Sal Mountains through it. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. We're gonna go ahead and meander because we have a line of people waiting to get their shot in the arch.
Yeah, so head back down and go from there.
Yep.
Okay.
It's super icy, by the way.
Yeah, we got poles though.
Andale.
Okay, let's go. Before we share number 1, since we've made it to the very end of the park, let's talk about camping and pets.
Indeed. So this is the only campground here at Arches National Park. There is plenty of BLM land and campsites outside and in Moab and in surrounding areas. Reservations are required from March 1st through October 31st. So you can go on nps.gov to make your reservations to stay here.
The facilities includes picnic tables, fire pits,
drinking water, wall toilets, and flush-style toilets.
Pets are allowed in the campsite, but they have to be leashed and they have to stay with their owner.
Other areas that pets are allowed on a leash are on the road itself, driving around, and in parking lots. They are not allowed at overlooks, they are not allowed on trails, or anywhere else in the park, even if they're in your carrier or in a bag. You can leave your pets in your car or camper, but please do not leave them at any point in time where it's going to be unsafe for them, meaning it's hot or it's very cold, because cars do heat up really, really fast, especially on a day like today where it's bright and sunny. They can, quickly surpass over 100 degrees inside.
Service animals are allowed, but emotional support pets are not allowed, and that's according to the America with Disabilities Act. And that brings us to number 1 on our list, the landscape arch.
This gorgeous arch spans 290 feet with an opening of 306 feet, making it the world's longest natural arch, surpassing Zion National Park's arch, Kolob Arch, by a whopping 3 feet.
This arch is extremely delicate, and after the 1.9-mile hike that's out and back, so total distance, you can view it behind a fenced-off area.
Which is where we're at.
Exactly.
Okay, so even though we highlighted the top 10 spots for you to come visit, or at least 10 spots that we think are super worthy for you to come visit, there are infinite amount of things that you can do here. There's so many other places to go. There are over 2,000 natural arches in this park, so you can see why
Yeah, it's crazy.
this place is so popular to visit.
Exactly. It's absolutely stunning. We could spend so much longer here.
We could have.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. And if you want to follow our adventures daily, we're posting up stories along the way, please follow us on Instagram, Anna, D, and Adam. We would love to have you there and love to show you and take you along with some of our adventures. And until our next video, have a great day.
And before we forget, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead and click on one of those links below. We have our vlogging kit, we have our car camping kit, we have our hiking kit below, and there's also a print shop which helps to support this channel. So just so you know, the kit.co links are, you'd pay the same price. You can buy anything on Amazon. Just click the link. It's a couple of steps. You can buy whatever you want, but a small price of your purchase, which is not more than normal Amazon, goes to us, and it helps to support our channel. So just wanted you to know.
thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.